Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and we just got to the Ozark Fall Farmfest. We actually got here about an hour ago, but it took an hour to park. So I think it's going to be a busy show, but like I always do, I'm going to walk around, show you the most interesting things I see, and hopefully talk to some people, and should be a good time. The first booth we came to when we walked into the show is a dealer that sells TYM and LS tractors. Towards the end of the video, I actually have an interview with him, and we focused more on a larger TYM tractor. But this little LS is a heck of a package deal. $25,000, you get a tractor, a box blade, a rotary cutter, and a trailer. So, it's a small 25 horsepower tractor with 4-foot attachments and a small trailer, but that's a lot of value for that price in my mind, especially in today's market. You could call this section of the show the Paul Case Corner, because he has a Wood-Mizer LT40 and they had the LT35, and then right next to it they have a Halverson unit similar to his, but this is the next step bigger. And they had a couple of other cool things from Halverson that I hadn't seen before. Yeah, this is a bigger processor all around. Would you know what the log size capacity of this processor is?
22 inches.
22 inches. So what's the largest processor you guys make? Is that it?
That's the largest right there.
22 inch. That's impressive. I think his was like 14. I was like, I don't get that much material 14 inch, but 22 is pretty good.
How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How much does one of these cost with the grapple with the chainsaw on it?
Grapple saw is $94.50. These grapple saws, they're a game changer. A lot of times we get we can get a 27, 28 inch diameter log in there and get it cut, and sometimes we're carrying out a log that's 20 to 30 foot long, and setting it on the trailer and loading it.
So what are your thoughts on machine size and hydraulic flow needed to run this?
So we like to see a minimum of 15 GPM on the machine. So a lot of your older machines will have that as far as skid steers go. The smallest model that we offer, the 120, will do up to 15-inch diameter wood. And the medium size processor that we sell is the 140. It'll do up to 18-inch diameter. And then this one is our latest model that they come out with a couple years ago, the 150. It does up to 22-inch diameter. So as far as the flow, all of our attachments are standard flow.
Okay.
15 to 20 gallons per minute.
So the majority of skid steers out there, unless it's like you said, really old, most of them are going to be able to handle this.
Right. And as far as the 14-pin connector, that's kind of universal, but if folks don't have any connector there, we offer a main cap harness kit for all our processors.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
You bet. Thank you.
Pull that 22.5 out. Now you watch this bar. See, it's got that curve on it, so it's going to put very little pressure on top. What do you think? That looks like done.
So, what's your company name? TK Solutions?
TKO Solutions.
TKO Solutions. And that's where someone who wanted one of those would go to get it?
Yes.
On your website? He makes it look easy. I bet I'd still have a hard time, at least the first time.
Well, not only is it easier, but it also saves your tires and wheels. And that's the main thing. You run a $500 truck now, make you sick.
What size material do these cutters here cut?
The first one's here 4 inch, where you want to be, 120 pound stump jumper, 1/4 inch deck, 3/8 on the skid plate. Weighs, the 72 weighs 1200, the 80 inch weighs 1300.
What do you think between this and that? I see a pretty similar use as far as removing a small tree and being able to carry it off. I mean, which one do you think? You think this is a better, more usable design, or?
That's more universal. Water lines, phone lines, popping rocks, popping trees, where this has got one use, fence posts and trees.
Yeah. What does one of those augers run, price-wise?
3,400 with a bit.
3,400. I just had to rent one of those. It's a lot better than a 3-point post hole digger. All these machines with tracks on them look so cool, and there are some obvious advantages, but I wonder how practical they are for most people. You're going to have better traction, and you're not going to sink in snow or mud, but at the same time, it seems like you'd lose some speed, and you would definitely lose some handling, and just seems like it might not be as fun to drive. And obviously, they aren't cheap. Here is the Fecon booth. They've got one of their big mulchers and the Stumpex, which I actually got a chance to run and demonstrate in a video a little while back with Turner Logging. Pretty cool attachment, but it's over $20,000 just for the stump planer. Now this booth here had the exact same grapple I have, setting next to these Vernig grapples. I think Vernig is the brand of skid steer grapple that Mike Morgan has. They also had the same Harley rake I have. And I doubt my grapple or my Harley rake are made by John Deere, so it kind of made me wonder who actually makes them. Here we've got some Bush Hog brand bush hogs. Seems to me like Bush Hog and Woods probably make the best high-end brush cutter for a small tractor like mine. There for a while I was really looking at these as an upgrade for my brush cutter, but at this point, if I make an upgrade, I think it's going to be to a flail mower rather than a heavier duty brush cutter. Here we have a new Massey Ferguson square baler. And it seems like just about everybody has went to round bales. And I'm wondering how big the market is for these. I have an interest in getting an old square baler that I might be able to use with my tractor, but you know, this cost around $30,000, so it's got to be in a niche market for people who really just would prefer to have square bales. I know a lot of people who like the old Massey Ferguson tractors, but this booth is new Mahindra and Massey Ferguson, and I don't hear a lot about those. So if you're a big fan of the modern Massey or Mahindra tractors, let me know in the comments what you've got and how you like it.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How much does one of these run?
We're around 24,000. Another 6,000 for the sickle.
Yeah, no problem.
Brand new out of Spain. Euro Implementos.
It's that flail mower. Why would you want the sickle mower? Is it just either or kind of?
Yeah,
Because it seems like, I mean, that does like a finish mow.
yeah. I mean, it's mostly for road districts and ditches.
Yeah. Who's the manufacturer?
Euro Implementos. They're out of Spain. Brand new, got shipped in to Heritage in Rogersville. That's probably we'll either take it with us back to Wichita, Price Brothers. Or...
You're really seeing these mini skid loaders everywhere, and I've been talking to Baumalight about theirs a little bit. With a similar price point and a similar lift capacity, I wonder how many applications that one of these minis might be better suited than a compact tractor. The footprint on them is just so small, and you can run a wide range of attachments. And I can think of quite a few things on my property that I've had a hard time getting to that would be well suited for a machine like this. Do you know some basic information about like how much this weighs and what its lift capacity is?
2,100 is what it weighs. We lifted a grapple over there here before. It's right at 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. So capacity, it's similar to like a compact tractor, but it's a lot more compact, a lot tighter spaces, and a wide range of attachments, and you get the advantage of a skid steer that switching attachments are a lot easier for this. I see how for a lot of guys this is better than a compact tractor.
Because that's a 26 horsepower Honda motor, gas motor in it. You can get it track units with either a Kubota diesel or a Yanmar diesel. 26, I believe. Well, we use it to place a lot of stuff in this booth because it is so easy and
It's handy, yeah.
maneuverable.
Only thing, everything's mini skid steer quick attach, so you're not able to really use your existing stuff if you have either tractor or skid steer attachments. It's all.
We do make a adapter plate that goes from this to a full-size skid steer plate.
You know what the hydraulic flow is on something like that?
Oh, Scott, what's the hydraulic flow on this?
That's on there.
Oh, it does? 11 gallon per minute.
See it on that sticker right there?
It does, yeah.
Oh, it's only 22 horse. Sorry about that. I thought you said it was 26.
Yep. Well, I was lying. 11 gallon minute. And then your weight, your tipping weight,
That's with the 400-pound weights is 1,100 pounds, so it'll lift 1,000 pounds basically, or a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on who's on it, if I'm on it or if he's on it.
All right. I've seen your Intimidator. I've seen this on videos, but I didn't realize both jaws move.
Yeah,
Or-
both jaws are synchronized, okay? So we tuck the cylinder in the very back, and we kind of have a cog gear system you can see here, which is very similar to our grapple on our driver. So when you open, both open the same, both close the same, okay? We keep the recess in the back, so when you're going around a bigger tree and you're trying to, pull back and forth to wiggle it, it won't slide out of the jaws. Okay? We have our interlocking tab mechanism. Once you lock those together, you can then excavate. You go to this model here with the extra teeth on the side. As you're digging, it will sever those tree roots, and you can literally take down any size tree with any size machine. So we did a large 28-inch diameter, 40-foot live oak. It took me about 25 minutes with a 100 horsepower skid steer. We did a similar tree with an old case 1845C. It took about 45 minutes. So the bigger the tree, smaller machine, the more digging and excavating the roots, knock it over, go after the root ball, put your dirt back in. You can then back drag with the box, fill that hole, and then take that tree and push it out to a field for firewood processing.
I'm really impressed with the design there, using that gear mechanism and having both sets of jaws move.
Yep.
Very cool design. Let's see what else you got over here.
All right, let's go see the post driver. The hammer post driver was born about 6-7 years ago. And here's the grapple. So basically the grapple would be like this. Okay, your post is laying this way. Okay, I've got about 4 inches of the post, let's say, from here. When I close my grapple and I raise up, it'll then tuck it. I got a T-post, but it'll tuck it under the machine and feed it into this opening. So now I can take my post where I want to go, set it down. If I'm by myself and I'm building fence, I want to use a double string. So string line at the bottom, another string line about 3 feet up. Go up over those strings, come back till I hit both. That gives me my to and fro. My left and right is easy to see in the cab, plus we have a plumb bob leveling chain in the back to help you with that. Once you release the grapple and come down 4 inches, it stops, put it float, drive it, and you never get out of the cab. Okay?
So, I know a guy who was telling me he's got a post driver. I don't know what brand he has or anything, but I didn't realize that there was a unit out there that will pick the post up and do the whole thing for you.
Yeah, so we really designed this for one-person operation. Okay? So that's what helps with that double string. It's hard to find help nowadays, or maybe the kids grow up and they left the farm, and so if you need to build a fence, you can do it by yourself.
Can this use like T-post all the way to wooden post? Or
Yes, sir. So this is a T-post, which this here,
you just change the end on
is the
it?
T-post adapter that slides over the T-post to give us some support. All the way up to an 8-inch round post, and then inside that opening you can also fit a 7x9 railroad tie. So 8-inch round to 7x9 railroad tie.
Awesome.
Now the Hornet driver, this one, is coming out, I hate to say when because we've had all kinds of supply issues, but we're shooting now for May. This has a grapple as well. This is a lockout mechanism, so when I'm going to park it, I can lock it out. But once again, I got my grapple like this. I pick up my post or pipe. When I raise up, feeds it into the machine, take it where I want to go, set it down, open the grapple, tucks up out of the way, lower it, level it, drive it.
And then you got like a smaller unit here that's T-post only, and it doesn't pick them up.
Right.
So this is your economy version.
Right. This is a T-post up to 3-inch OD pipe, and it does not have a grapple option.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to be at every point of the market for
you gotta
the economy and then the premier up there.
Right. So you got your good, your better, your best.
Well, and then you make augers. You say this is a concrete mixer?
Concrete mixer, beet mixer, put asphalt in it, or repair. You can put sand in it for sandbagging. Basically the name Mega Mixer, exactly that, a big mixer. Okay, so if you want to make your own concrete, you got your sand, your rock, and your Portland, you can put all that over the discharge end, water over the motor end, run the auger backwards. It helps mix it. You can go forward and back to mix quicker. Open the chute in, auger out what you need, shut it, and move on to the next spot.
That's awesome. So it's coincidentally, last 3 or 4 days ago, I rented a post hole auger, and then I used just a regular Home Depot mixer and mixed my own concrete and poured some posts. And someone said, I wonder if they make a skid steer attachment for mixing concrete.
Yep.
So here it is.
Yep. And you got your mount. You can take your mount off the bucket, and I can take this with me on my skid steer to the other side, and that controls left or right discharge.
Okay.
So if I'm in a tight area in a building, I got to put it out to the right, I can make sure it's on the right. If I got switch, I just take my mount to the other side.
All right, well, very cool. This is the exact same Quonset hut that I have. Now, I actually bought mine through a company called Legacy Steel Buildings, but they are a distributor. And the sign you're about to see, Steel Span, and the phone number right there, that's more like the parent company. And if you're interested in getting a building like the one I have, or have any questions or some support, I would use this number right here, because I spoke to the owner and he gave me some advice on finishing out the end walls on mine, and seems like a great guy, and I've been very happy with the build quality of my Quonset hut. So, if you're interested, Steel Span Buildings. The Quonset hut guy sent me over to look at these power lift hydraulic doors. I didn't get a chance to speak with anyone about them today, but I've seen them operate at other shows. Looks like a really nice option to open up hydraulically to the front, although I think it may also be a pricey option. I'm going to look at them a little bit more, but I'm leaning towards putting overhead garage-style doors on mine. This was a good-sized show with booths from every tractor manufacturer and a lot of implement manufacturers, but just trying to keep the video manageable, I mainly just highlight some of the things I think are the most interesting. Really looking for things that you might not find at your dealership every day. One example is these Lane Shark mowers. Now, Tony from Tony's Tractor Adventure actually has one, but I didn't get a chance to see it in use. But it's a lot more practical than that $24,000 boom mower, and does a little bit of the same thing. Been saying for a while now, my ideal tractor is in the range of a 3046 to a 4066 cab tractor, but I can't seem to find one of those to get any seat time on. And they had some open station tractors here, but nothing with a cab on it. I did have a couple of the dealers tell me that they've been having better luck lately actually keeping tractors in stock. This next booth I'm walking up on is Loftness Mulchers. I've actually got 2 different videos on the channel running one of these Loftness Battle Axe mulchers.
So, I mean, we just run what you got. Yeah, so what have you got for a skid steer?
I got a LT 165, 185.
Okay.
You know, it's an older machine.
Okay.
It's hardly got enough to float around one of these.
The downsized version here, the L series, it's lightened up off of that, and so it's pretty much a scale model, 2,500 pounds, 1,400 pounds, and this can be configured as low as 16 gallons a minute, up to 36. Now, obviously, the performance is going to vary, based on the flow.
Right.
But now, if you had some sort of super awesome John Deere 325 with a high flow,
Hey there.
you'd be just killing it.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead. So what kind of size of machine do you need to run that other head back there?
I've had that question before.
That's the same thing I said. I thought those take the big machine, really.
Really about a 12,000 pound machine and lots of juice.
Lots of juice, okay.
This is about as if you have a smaller or lower flow machine, that's
This
probably
would
going to
your
be,
best one.
yeah. I've looked at a lot of brands. Some of them don't have anything that'll run on a smaller machine.
Right.
So
Well, that's what I run into. I'm actually looking at getting rid of the old New Holland. I want a C345, which is their new one.
this company makes really cool die-cut wall hangings and stuff like that. But I was most impressed by these collapsible fire pits. and the company's called Superior Accents.
So in the bottom, there are these carrying handles, and that's really for whenever you collapse it down and you're moving it. But it also acts as a clean out spot.
So this collapses?
Yep, the whole thing can collapse down to about 2 or 3 inches thick.
So I see how the end kind of slides off. You lift this and it comes off. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. And then obviously you can probably customize what's on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's very cool. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how are you, Bill?
Good. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. The guy I was shaking hands with there is Bill, who is the owner of Precision Manufacturing. And I've shown him a couple times in our factory tour video. And then I've got videos showing their Add-A-Grapple for my tractor bucket and the skid steer tree puller, which are both great products. This is the next thing I'm really interested in, which is a high-reach tree shear. It's got a telescoping boom, so it allows you to reach 10 feet higher than however high your boom already reaches. The cutting head also rotates hydraulically 180 degrees, so whether you're cutting off parallel at ground level or branches that are hanging out at an odd angle, you can pretty much get access to anything from inside your cab. Precision also has some really nice grapples for tractors and skid steers, and if you're interested in getting any of their products, they sell through agfolks.com, where you can get 5% off with code ROCKHILL5.
Boats, I really just want them to have fun.
Yeah. Are you guys the TYM dealer?
Yeah, we are.
And where are you guys located?
Springfield, Missouri.
You guys been able to keep TYMs in stock quite a bit? Is it hard to get tractors right now, or you got availability?
We got pretty good availability. Normally when I order them, I can get them in about 30 days.
I'll walk over and look at one of them real quick. Something like the 4 Series cab tractor. This is a 494, and the one I drove at Tony's house was a 474, but his is open station, whereas this is a cab tractor. Size-wise, these are pretty comparable to the Deere 4 Series, like the 4066 I mentioned earlier. This is like your size series is the 4, and the 49, the first 2 numbers is always the horsepower, right?
Yep.
So do you have a listed price on this one right here? 35,000.
Yep. 35.5.
49 horsepower cab tractor.
All of our prices are priced with loaders. We pay no extra for the loader. All of our tractors come with it, no matter what.
And these hoods, the whole hood lifts up, right?
While we're walking back here, it's got a lever for your 3-point.
I've seen that. I really like that.
Yep. You got 2 sets of remotes, extendable and adjustable arms.
Yep, I added those, this and this. I had to add to mine because they weren't factory.
Oh.
From that smaller Deere.
So your whole hood lifts up like that. And
it's pretty easy to get to the air filter and everything.
Yep, you got a screen you can pull out right there on the interior of the cab. You got your PTO levers, throttle, key. This is for your front end loader. You got 2 buttons here. For your grapple, that's going to control your front grapple there.
It's always nice when that third function is integrated instead of a diverter or something. Looks like you've actually got decent access to enter from this side.
You do. I mean,
sometimes it's really tough to get in on the side with the loader joystick, but that's not bad.
You get in pretty good from this one. You can walk out your loader here.
Okay.
So if you got a kid or something jumping here, you can't knock it down. You can select your brake pedal. You walk out certain brakes.
This is your PTO here.
So you got PTO. Oh, yeah, this one's just here. You got PTO on, PTO off. You got lights, horn, blinkers. You got cruise control over here, regen process, and then info. Just for your information center here. You kind of get on there and do a little bit of different things. Hazard lights. You got high, medium, low over here. You got your draft, position, and your set your remotes right here.
Okay. And then your this is a hydrostat, but this is probably available in like a shuttle shift, or is that what they call it? A
Shuttle shift.
shuttle shift, yep.
It's not available in a power shuttle though. It's the only thing it's not available in.
Okay. Is this the biggest hydrostat that they have? Or are any of the 5 series hydrostat?
The biggest one they've got is 68.
Is this the highest horsepower in the 4 series?
It is.
I'm gonna jump up in there for a second.
Yeah. That diff lock or 4-wheel? Differential lock, yep.
That's diff lock.
Your 4-wheel drive's right here to your right side on this level. You just pull up.
Okay. Got a radio in it. I in the skid steer, I never use the radio, but it's really loud.
Yeah. You've got a radio, AC, and heat.
8-speed
Forward and
transmission.
Front and rear windshield wipers. They both got sprayers on them.
What do you think? They'll trade me straight across for my Deere 2 Series?
How many hours does that have on it?
600?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah. Well, this was my last stop leaving the show, so I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.